Hit it! Culture, sophisticated
Podcast, baby. Now tell me something good.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Week 9 of quarantine.
9. It's been 9 weeks.
That's what they say. It's the word on the street.
That is insane.
They've kept us locked in for 9 weeks.
Oh, crazy stuff going on in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gavin, what is it? The mayor over there shutting down the city for another until September.
Dude, people are just going to leave. Tesla's leaving.
Is that a licorice or a pretzel rod?
Licorice.
Nice. Couldn't tell in the dark.
So, yeah, LA is going nuts. I guess we're right behind them. I don't know. I feel like it's a big conspiracy, man.
Did he really say September?
Heard
In
something.
LA, yeah, they're going nuts. You're not allowed to sit on the beach. You're not allowed to bring a chair on the beach. You can't bring a towel. You can only move. You have to keep moving.
Their numbers are
Use it
good
as like
too.
a walking path.
Well, it's all bullshit, dude. We all know it's all bullshit.
But New Jersey today, they opened up the beaches and stuff. Next week. Boardwalk is going to be open next week.
Yeah. For
That's
walking.
what he said. Well, yeah, for walking and pizza and ice cream and crap like that. Just can't
You
go
think?
inside. You can't go inside any place. That's what he said.
Yeah.
I watched it today.
Maybe there will be something.
Yeah, and you can go to any store. You just can't go in the store. Only the Target and Walmart, the big stores, you can go in.
Ain't
So
that
it's
something?
so dumb, man. And the numbers are so skewed.
Yeah.
I can go shopping at Walmart, but I can't go to a mom and pop.
Have you
Nope.
guys been paying attention at all to the financial backing that the hospitals are getting for marking people as COVID? Right?
Oh my God! Like
Can somebody give me some-
$1,200 per case, and like $3,000 if they're on a ventilator.
I'm on it.
Can you Google that, man? I need to know the true facts
crazy.
of this, and if that's the case, like our numbers skewed.
Yeah, and doctors are being laid off because they don't need as many of them because no one's coming in for regular health problems and elective surgery. It's nice.
Yeah, it looks like 13,000 for patients diagnosed. Oh, it's on Snopes.
13,000.
13,000, and what is the 39,000 for ventilator?
Yeah, for those on a ventilator. Let's see. It's a mixture. What's true? It is plausible that Medicare is paying hospital fees for some COVID-19 cases in the range of the figures given by Dr. Scott Jensen. However, Medicare says it does not make a standard one-size-fits-all payments to hospitals for patients admitted with COVID-19 diagnoses and placed on ventilators. The 13,000 and 39,000 figures appear to be based on generic industry estimates for admitting and treating patients with similar conditions.
So they don't know if those numbers are 100% accurate, but they know that there's money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if
but there would be money for anything with Medicare, wouldn't there?
but if you get in a car accident, right, and you die,
Okay.
and you go rush to the hospital, they check you as COVID-19. They make an extra, $13,000.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Or say they test you, and you just happen to be you're asymptomatic but positive.
Uh-huh.
Is that happening?
I really don't know that. many
Probably
people.
some places.
I only really know one person that works in a hospital, and they were one of the first people in New Jersey to start spitting everybody's blood to look for antibodies with all the staff, to see if they were one of the first in New Jersey to do that, to look for that avenue of a vaccine.
Now my father lives in Florida. He's going out to dinner every night.
It's
Yeah.
wild, right?
What the hell,
What-
man?
Didn't the
Listen
state
in.
just open? Another state just opened. They celebrated within hours of was it Minnesota or Michigan? The Supreme Court overruled the governor's stay-at-home order, and within hours, the bars were full, unmasked people, restaurants.
I'm starting to err on the side of bullshit. I really am, man.
Yeah, but what does that do for you?
What does what do for me? Erring on the side of bullshit.
bullshit. What does it
I
do
just
for you?
think it's bull. I think there's a lot. Listen, running the risk of sounding repetitive. Yeah, I believe that COVID is real. I believe a lot of people have it. I believe 70+% of the people that have it are asymptomatic. I think that people that have underlying causes are, and the elderly, people with respiratory issues should be careful. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like it's skewed. I feel like there's something underlying beneath it that's dark. You don't shut down an economy for something like this. I mean, like you said, you can go to Home Depot and Wegmans, but God forbid you go to the pizza place or go to the beach and sit down on the beach. And I think it's unconstitutional to be able to tell people what they can and cannot do, as with their life.
Well, there's a line that we walk. I mean, when you leave a hospital with a newborn, the hospital doesn't let you get inside that car without a car seat. So, you drive around without a seatbelt. Yeah, you take the risk, but if you're caught, you can be given a state fine for not wearing a seatbelt. You can't have children running crazy. I know I'm leaning on the car metaphor pretty hard here, but the government tells you what I know what I mean. It's just it's easy. It's low hanging fruit. The government tells what we can do all the time. You can't walk. You have to have your kids in a car seat. You have to drive a certain speed limit. No shirt, no shoes, no service. So people feel comfortable complying with all this stuff. Is it that we've just always complied with this stuff, and anything new? Like,
no shirt, no shoes, no service, or stay at your house and don't leave are a little bit different, man.
Well, no, I'm talking about when people, like, the big pushback now is, I don't want to wear a mask. I want to come in. Some lady was on Facebook and it went viral. What?
What if Batman said that?
Oh, Bruce Wayne would have a lot of people coming to his door.
Don't wear a mask.
So then certain stores are saying you can't come in unless you wear a mask. Certain state in New Jersey, you can't go shopping without a mask. You need to wear a mask.
Banks would make up their minds. Can't wear a mask. Can wear a mask.
So
all of these governors are teetering on unconstitutional.
Teetering, way over. But there's nothing you can do about it. They're all way over.
There isn't?
Nope. What are you gonna do? Vote next time.
Yeah. What if seatbelts just came out? Do you think we would have this kind of pushback?
It's different, man.
But
it's different because that's a basic safety issue that
it is now.
Yeah, but throughout
we're used
time,
to it.
Dennis, it's not even remotely the same thing. Quarantining people and shutting down the whole country is way different than, hey, man, put a seatbelt on, it'll save your life. You're putting that seatbelt on isn't, taking food off of somebody's table or making somebody able to pay rent. It's not even it's apples and oranges, dude. It's a terrible analogy.
No, I'm talking about the specific people refusing to wear masks.
Yeah. I'm not
talking about quarantine in general.
And prostitution off the table. Those are the only two laws that I understand that are out there that protect me from me. Those are the only two I know of. The laws are supposed to protect you from me. It's supposed to protect your fairy tale for interfering with my fairy tale. Mm-hmm. And this is really over the top. It really is over the top.
And segue away from government interference right now, right? Like, let's talk about social media.
Okay.
Right. They are trying to shadow ban and take stuff down.
Oh, like man, that one doctor is getting cut all the time.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
right?
I was able to watch that thing you sent me. I watched it pretty recently.
What are your thoughts on? No, I'm not. What are your thoughts on the video? Because I know you're a bleeding heart liberal, and I'm not interested. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Twitter, not like, or YouTube, even better, a better example, suppressing what's really happening?
I don't understand
freedom of speech. So let me just make this connection. In Nazi Germany, what did they do to books?
Burned them.
They burned them. Right? Because they didn't want that knowledge to be passed down to the rest of their German youth. Right?
Right.
Why is that any different than what YouTube is trying to do right now?
I don't think it is. I think it's the same. I think that, I'm an information whore. I love learning about things. Give me the information. Even if it's skewed, I'll take that and then I'll look for something else on the other side. I know somewhere in the middle is the truth. But when one side is constantly getting rid of a voice until it's been completely debunked, I have the ability to think critically, and I think most people do. I trust them. I said I'm on team people. So if people can think critically and not, I'm talking myself into and out of the same position. I'm going to stick with it. Let it run. I do that all the time, and I hate myself for it. It just let it run. Let me see it. I'll decide.
Right.
Well,
The problem is that when we get into where people already have what they feel is the truth, and then they get that cognitive dissonance when something refutes it.
Well, whose truth?
yeah.
But truth is truth. Well, no, fact is fact. So
Ooh, that was a tough statement.
Yeah, man. I mean,
truth is not
just
truth. Fact is fact, at least.
Wait, just forget all of it. Forget all of it. Say Mike's 100% right about everything he's saying, even down to the murder hornets and shit like that.
Murder hornets are real.
Yeah, let's just say everything Mike says is right. What do we do? What's the solution? What are we going to do? What can you do?
Well, if what I say is right, you just go back. You just go back to work. And if you're at risk, you don't go back to work.
Okay.
I think last week
Like the next. The next person that says the new norm is getting the flying drop kick. Like the new norm is never going to be 6 feet apart. I'm sorry.
No. Where'd they come up with 6 feet? Because
I don't know. Some asshole said
meter and
it's a good round number.
Yeah. Hong Kong, they're doing 3 feet.
Wow.
That's still not going to ever be the new norm. Like we are going to go. We're social creatures, man. Like like the Spanish flu happened. Like all these other pandemics happen. Like things go away. Like we're not going to be 6 feet apart forever.
No,
So
we're not.
For me, that I'm noticing now, I'm tracking the change in the agenda. So I was on board, and I own it. I was on board when everyone said, all right, we're going to flatten the curve.
Yeah.
And the reason why we had to flatten the curve was what? So that we didn't overwhelm hospitals.
Right.
Okay.
Hospitals are not overwhelmed.
They're not overwhelmed anymore.
Mission accomplished.
We've
Open up the country.
Open it up, in a measured way. Don't just open the floodgates. But we're already at the point where we flatten the curve, and we're still being told that restaurants can't have people seating and all these other restrictions, which now I'm starting to see. Well, now it looks like we're sheltering in place until a vaccine is found.
Which is bullshit because I'm not taking the vaccine.
You don't have to take the vaccine if you don't want to.
Is that true? Is that accurate?
I don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
You want to go back to work? You might have to take the vaccine.
Yeah, dude, don't think for 1 second, man. Like let me ask you this question.
I'll take the vaccine to keep you safe.
Why?
I believe herd immunity.
That's ridiculous, dude. I haven't taken a flu shot ever in my life. Guess what? I've never had
The flu.
Guess what else? Do you take the flu shot, Joe?
No, I don't take the flu shot, but I've had the flu twice.
Me neither, dude.
Well, we got a 50-50 sample here. I've taken it sometimes, and I haven't taken it other times. But it's not because of. Sometimes I take the vaccine. Sometimes I don't, and it has nothing to do with any. I'm not worried about the vaccine. I'm not worried about any conspiracy regarding the vaccine. I don't think it'll give me autism. So I just take it when I take it, and I take it when I don't. There's no political agenda behind my choice to be vaccinated or not against the flu.
No, I'm not anti-vax either. I think there are vaccines that do good things. So
of course,
why?
There's a lot of science there.
But forcing people to take a vaccine, yes. If your kid's going to go to a public school, yeah, you got to take some vaccines.
Sure.
If you want to be part of a general society, there are general laws you've got to follow. I get it.
You got to participate.
Yeah.
Play by the rules.
Why are people laying down? People are just laying down.
Because we're afraid.
Yeah.
We were told that there's a monster out there that's slaughtering everybody.
How long do you think it lasts? I feel like in LA it's starting to come to a head.
I think
it is.
Things are already starting to think that the cracks are already starting to show.
You guys watch Fleccas? You guys watch Fleccas?
No.
Fleccas,
No.
Fleccas. He's a reporter. It's great. You guys should watch him. And he went to one of the protests in California, and it's going to crack big. The greatest thing about him is he just had McAfee on his show last week.
Oh, did he really?
And he's like 3 times as big as we are. McAfee did the same rant and the same shit.
Why? Why is it? Why LA? Like, why is it coming to such a head there? Further along in the season, it's warmer. People are trying to go out. Like, what's going on? Not that it's ever cold there, but
I think LA believes, or like that governor, Gavin Newsom, believes in so many things that don't benefit his own citizens and benefit all other like little special interest groups that it really just pisses people off. It's just like the new stimulus package where they're talking about giving $1,200 per illegal immigrant. Like, if they start giving money to illegal immigrants, what the fuck? Honestly, what am I working for?
yeah.
Honestly, like, what's going on here? And he believes that they should be citizens, and it's part of a voting base for the Democrats. And there's all this political skew to it, and I just can't get my head around it, or don't want to get my head around it. Yeah, exactly. And that's going to happen too.
Yeah, I've been watching that. I've been watching the agenda shift for why we're sheltering in place.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to see things called, what was it, COVID tracker apps?
I'm not doing that.
Oh, no.
No, man.
That's spooky shit.
Yeah.
So
Your
now
phone
I
knows that
can
my
use
phone's
my app.
close.
I can report on myself, and I can report on others.
Yeah, no.
That sounds like some super Big Brother shit.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Now,
It is
granted,
interesting.
I'm part of I have a social media account where I sometimes give my locations and pictures of myself and my friends and family.
That's my choice.
I do that willingly. Yeah, but that's my choice. But now I can, I can walk down the street, and if I see my neighbor cough, I can, I can inform on them.
Wow.
And then where does that information go? And what do they do with it?
I think the most important thing you're saying though is let's call a spade, right? Like this whole thing was about flattening the curve.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden,
It's
nobody's
flat.
talking about flattening the curve anymore, right?
No.
Like it's just a lie after lie after lie. What's the next thing that they're going to say to make you, what is that really going on, man? Guys, there's something so big going on that we don't know about, and it's not COVID-19.
And when did flattening become such a good thing anyway? You know what I'm saying? Flat tires, they suck. Flat women, not for me. So I don't know where flattening became a good term to begin with anyway.
Joe, or
The flat top.
Flat asses, don't like them.
Flat Earth.
Yeah, flat Earth, total
Hate those people.
bullshit.
They're using COVID-19 to hide the flat Earth behind the Illuminati, man.
Exactly.
But
people always want to talk about how black's such a negative connotation. I'm thinking we throw flat right in there. We can't use that word anymore.
Flat.
No more flat.
Flat's the new cough.
Yes.
Flat is.
Someone says flat and new normal in the same sentence, you get the right to beat the shit out of them.
Dude, you know what, guys? All we got to do is look forward to that flat new normal, bro. Once we flatten the norms, everything's going to be great, man. I'm already brokering a peace treaty with the murder hornets.
Yes.
All right, let's
bringing them to the table.
Wait, before you go on to your next thing, Mike, let's just say one thing. You guys got some really good, we got some really good press this week. A lot of people listening to us last week.
That was the next thing I was going to say, man. Like, what happened last week that people were so active on social media? Generally, well, I want to say mostly against what Joe and I were saying and siding with Dennis. Do we have like a liberal base that we don't know about?
Well, the 7.
You know what? You guys, you're painting me with this liberal brush, and that's fine. Go ahead. I could wear that shirt. I don't have a problem with it. But I don't think that my views were quote unquote liberal. I want, like I said, I'm trying to side on the side of facts. And you guys were coming at me, and. What are you going to do? Don't punch down. No one likes to hear that.
No, we're not punching down. We're just saying that you're stupid.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Oh,
facts
as long
are
as we've got that clear.
No. I don't know, dude. I feel like also most of the people that agreed with you also don't believe in murder hornets. Like, what was that?
That's weird.
Like
murder hornets are real.
The things that people choose to argue, like that is like the simplest fact of that's not even a question of all of the questions we had last week, right?
Right.
I mean, that's like
that was a funny aside, and now people are trying to take a stance.
I mean, like ants aren't real, butterflies, fake news. Like what?
Fake
it's a
news,
murder
man.
hornet. It's been around forever.
Have you ever even seen an earwig? No, man. It's Big Earwig pushing its agenda into middle America to flatten the new norm.
So what struck a nerve, Maffei? What was it?
For me, it's any time I hear the delusional behavior of people who hate Trump and then hate his policy.
Oh, so you think the people that hate Trump were the ones that chimed in on social media against us?
Yeah.
Because even though we didn't ever say like we were pro-Trump, we were pro. What we actually said was we're pro-America.
Yeah.
And we're Team America. Like I think we said that 27 times. I think we even both talked about not voting for him. But people are so caught up with hating him, they'll take anything they can to. That's the problem with this country. That's why we're in this situation.
Well, I'm just saying it's that point. I'm saying it was that point that we're on a ship with Trump. He's our captain, and we're with him. It's like everybody knows he's classless and says some stupid things and does all this stupid shit. But who are you helping by bashing the man at every turn? You're
Nobody.
just hurting us in the country. I think that's where we were coming from last week. And to put it back, I am pro-Trump, and I did vote for him. So I'll say it again.
And he's definitely proven that, whether or not the attacks that he receives personally annoy him, we also know that outwardly and in the press, it doesn't do anything to him. It looks like it's water off a duck's back. It actually, I feel like it empowers him. And attacking the president, it empowers the base. It empowers his people. Because now now they don't even care what he does, because he could do anything now. And he receives even more support, not for so much, I think it's 50% for what he's doing for the country, but 50% because it pisses off liberals. So I think that's going to be a tough thing to crack. That's a tough nut to crack for Democrats this year, is how do they go after him in a way that takes away the power of going after him, because all that does is entrench and embold his base.
I would have loved the Democrat candidate. I'd have loved the moderate Democrat who went out there and spoke something of some sense. I like the way Klobuchar talked. I like what she had to say. But they don't seem to want to back that. They seem to want to back some kind of puppet who's done a lot of evil and awful things, and no one wants to look at him at all, and they just want to vilify the guy on the other side. I got no choice at this point. Either I vote for someone who's going to lock me up and keep me in my house, or someone who actually thinks my rights are a pretty good thing. I'm going to go with my rights.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Joe Biden can't be president.
I don't think he's got the stuff to beat.
No, man.
Donald.
I don't. I'm trying to wrap my head around like why they actually are putting him up. Like, there's definitely a move coming.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but
they did it last run. All that crap came out about how the DNC sort of blew up Bernie in favor of Hillary. So for whatever reason that went down.
Well,
I don't know. It seemed like like for a while the Democrats put up some pretty interesting, I don't want to say young, but I'll say more youthful candidates. Something that I thought that the liberal base was sort of behind. But now they've got another, septuagenarian white guy.
They didn't want to give Mike Bloomberg a chance. I don't understand that. I'd have voted for Mike Bloomberg.
You would have?
Yep.
It would have been interesting because it takes away all that. He's a businessman. Now you've got a businessman with political experience. How do you? I think that would have been an interesting run. Those debates would have been pretty good.
I love what he did for NYC. I mean, it was the best the city has ever been when Bloomberg was there. Him and Giuliani made a great freaking city. Yeah.
I mean,
People
dude, New York
hated Giuliani
New York
until
is
9/11.
New York is done.
Yeah, well, it is now. They say he's the worst mayor in history now.
Who, de Blasio?
Yeah. That's terrible. New York's a great place. It's going back to the way it was in the 80s. It's good, though. You can see prostitutes on the corner again.
It was terrible in the 80s, bro.
It was awful.
No, the 70s were worse than the 80s.
Who the
right?
fuck? Who the fuck? Who wants to live in a city now? Who?
Nobody. Rich people.
Right? Rich people?
Yeah, that's
they
it.
They get sick, too.
Yeah, but I mean, at least, it seems like the rich people can get like all the things shipped to them and everything taken care of.
You get on a plane soon?
Me, August.
You're going to get on a plane.
August 17th.
How are you going to get on a plane? And let me ask you this question.
I'm going to walk.
Yeah, all right. So you're going to go through that line, that TSA line?
Yeah.
Are all those people going to be 6 feet apart in line?
I don't care. I'm not afraid of this.
I'm not asking if you care. That's not what I'm getting at. Are they going to be 6 feet apart?
I doubt it.
Well, don't you have to, by law, have to be 6 feet apart?
Maybe, but probably not by
Have you ever seen a TSA line?
Yeah, they're terrible.
Like, what time do you need to get to?
Belly.
When's your flight?
I believe it's like
all right, good. Get there.
a.m.
Go now.
Yeah, you're already late.
August what?
I'm getting on that flight. I've already bought the middle seat because they allow you to buy the social distance seat. I've already bought the middle seat in the row that I'm sitting in.
So you're sitting between two people?
No, I bought.
No, you could buy the empty seat.
Yeah, you can buy the empty seat for $49.
Oh, that's good.
And I am going to Disney World in August.
Yeah, but Disney won't be open.
Yeah, you're not going to go on any rides.
Disney Hong Kong opened this week. Disney Springs opens next week. City Walk at Universal in Orlando opens the end of this week. Everything's happening already. The dominoes are falling, man.
Okay, so all that being said, do you think there's a what I like to call a third wave? I believe we're in the second now.
I don't care. I believe there could be, but you know what? I'm going to go at this head on, and if I get it, I get it, and hopefully I'm strong enough to go forward, and I survive. And then I was meant to live, and I live a life. But I'm not going to stay in, and I'm not going to curb my life, and I'm not going to be afraid of it. I'm afraid for the old people. If you look at the numbers, the seniors, we did a terrible job taking care of them, and I'm really afraid for them. You know, they should stay inside, 65 and older. Lots of them are dying, but not lots of us are dying. Lots of people are getting over it. So I'm not going to live in fear of something that, I mean, I have better chance of diabetes. I have better chance of all kinds of other things. I'm going to roll with the odds and the statistics. I'm a mathematician.
Does anybody know what the flu numbers are? I'm going to look that up.
There are no flu numbers. There hasn't been a case of flu since it started, miraculously.
That's wild.
I mean, that's some shit, right? You know, this is some shit. Tomorrow's going to be 84 degrees.
Yeah. Air conditioner's going to get a workout.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen? How do we go from 40 to 80?
Well, what's it called? The big spike. There was the polar vortex thing came down, and now we're getting the heat wave that was on the other side of the wave that's coming across the country.
Oh, these are just the estimates.
It's awesome. I'm going to turn my sprinklers on tomorrow.
You're going to run through your sprinklers? Please run video. I want to see what Joe Maffei looks like when he frolics.
I frolic a lot.
I want to see it.
You think one day 84 with no water, the grass dies?
No, but I got new seed, and I want it to grow. I'm going to patch my lawn. I'm going to get out of New Jersey to a real state like Florida that opened up.
Are you going to move?
Not this year, no, but in the next 5 years, probably.
Yeah.
Florida is an old Indian word for God's waiting room.
That's fine. I'm good with God's waiting room. I'm moving closer to Disney.
You love it.
I do. I do.
That's so.
I love the happiest place on earth.
Is it that happy though? Have you watched a Disney movie?
Dude, I've watched every.
They're all about death. Like everybody's parents die.
Yeah, moms die
yeah.
fast.
They do.
Disney hates moms.
And dads, Lion King. You know?
Well, it's because he felt responsible for killing his own mom. He bought her a house, and then she died of carbon monoxide poisoning in that house.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
dark.
Yeah, so he's got some, but a lot of these movies came out before that even happened, so that's just a theory.
You make some good memories there?
Me, tons. All the memories. All the great family memories come from Disney.
All of them?
Almost all of them, man.
Why?
Not many come from the Jersey Shore, I can tell you that.
No?
No, why?
Oh, dude, I'm
Parking.
making some memories right now.
Mm-hmm. What kind of memories?
With my son.
Ah.
You're making them now.
You are making them now.
Yeah.
But he won't remember none of these.
He will. I'll tell him about it. Hey, remember that time?
He'll remember you tell him about it.
Dude,
Today, like, first of all, he's on camera all day. Like, we're always filming him. But we went and got some flowers today because we're going to do some planting tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I went and got flowers today because I'm not sitting inside my house.
That's not what's it called? Essential.
I don't even know how they are open, but they are all open. So I think they sell like a fruit, and that means they can stay open.
That's how
You got a flat?
I got a couple flats, right? So I didn't get my pots yet because everything is delayed on shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So I got some hanging baskets coming in the mail. So the flats,
like the straw-like thing in the bottom?
no, I didn't do. I used to do those, but I'm off on those. So I got ones that don't take that because those are a pain in the ass. So anyway, the memory was before we brought Parker in for dinner and a bath, I had to water the flats, and he is obsessed with water. Loves water. Loves it, dude. Hoses. Like you turn on the sink, like the kid wash hands. Like he just always wants it. And now it's Parker do it. Right. So I gave him the hose and I put it on shower, and he was hosing down the flats of flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
I mean, everything is wet. Him, me, like the whole yard.
everything but the flats.
Everything but the flats. But we filmed it, and that was like a sick memory, man. Like that was a great memory. Sun was going down, like you know what I mean. Just perfect.
The kids are a gift you give yourself, honestly. Those memories aren't for him; those are for you.
Yeah, I remember we were having a birthday party for one of my nieces, and she was like 3 or 4, which is enough to have a pretty rudimentary conversation. And my brother-in-law was like, "This is a lot of fun, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's having a great time." He goes, "Isn't it weird that she's not going to remember any of this?" It's like, what? You think about it, like how many people have memories from when they were 3, unless, of course, it was something crazy traumatic.
None.
People don't remember things from 3, but meanwhile, I'm having a complete interaction with this person and she'll have no memory of it at all.
Yeah.
It was like a staple event. It was a birthday.
What anchors a staying memory? So many people remember tragedy. So many people remember bad times. What anchors a good memory in your head? What makes you think? For me, always I know it's a good memory because I want to go do it again. I always want to try and repeat it or recreate it or redo it. And I know that's a good memory because I want to redo it. And I've been back to Disney a bunch of times, and every time I redo it, I'm like, this was the greatest thing I ever did.
Do you go with the boys?
Every year.
And they love it?
They love it. They don't want to bring friends. They want to hang out with the family and do family stuff.
That's
It's
cool.
great. Yeah, really tight things, awesome memories. We even joke about all the things we've done over the years and the different trips because every trip we do is a little different. You know, it makes it sound like Disney's the same trip every year, but it's not.
Are you staying on the property?
3 different places. I'm switching 3 times.
Why?
Wow.
Because each one has a mode of transportation that's closer to certain parks, and transportation takes a long time. So I want to be right next to each park so I maximize my time. Like I can walk to the Magic Kingdom, I can get the gondolas over to the 2 other parks, and then the last thing you have to take a cab, or a bus, the Animal Kingdom thing. But I'm staying right near this Disney Springs area, so I got a lot of good restaurants to eat at. So
Man.
3 different places. So
If I ever go, guess who's ranking my itinerary?
hey, man.
Joe
You guys
Buffet.
want to go? You want to drag your family? You want to drag your family? I got hella ton DVC points.
I don't know what that means.
It means it's the biggest timeshare in the world. I'll get a giant condo. You can all stay for free.
Oh, shit, man. What's the date? August what?
When do you want to go?
August what?
You cannot plan Disney in 2 months. You got to plan Disney a year ahead. But when you guys want to do it, we'll do it.
All right, I hear that. You'll just long enough out there for us to forget about it. That's a
No,
great
for sure.
invitation.
I've given points away. You want to go without me? Let me know when you want to go.
Thank you,
I'm
John.
telling you, you could go and be in the park and want to get somewhere and just call me up and I'll tell you what to do.
One of those walking tours like in museums.
And I'm looking forward to that memory really big time.
I had a friend like that who, when I drove my motorcycle across country, he gave me directions to places via nudie bar. He knew in every state like where he'd be like, oh, when you get there and you see the cowgirl with the boots and the sign, like make a right, and down there is the best barbecue you ever had. Like everything was off a nudie bar all the way
If
across
you
the
hit
country.
melon shakers, you went too far.
Melon Shakers, that's down in the industrial district. And someone watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah.
What was the first strip club you went to, Mike?
Oh,
I don't
remember
go.
mine.
I don't go to strip clubs. Although we did name our
Because that's a good memory. You should remember that.
we did name our, well, I'll tell you, I've told this story on the podcast before, but the Love Boutique, which Dennis and I were in a band in college, and that was the name of our band, the Love Boutique. And back we went into the University of Stockton. I laughed because it was the College of Stockton then, and
back when it was the Richard Stockton College of New Jersey.
Of New Jersey, yeah. So they used to give. We were all hockey guys. And they used to give you to go to the Philadelphia Phantoms game, which was an AHL team. And they had Frank the Animal Biolois on the team who just all he did was beat people up.
He didn't know how to skate.
But if you went with a college ID, because it was AHL, it was minor leagues, right? With a college ID, and they played in the Spectrum, which is no longer there. That's where the statue of Rocky was. They gave you for $7, you got a Coke, a hot dog, and you sat on the glass.
Yeah.
Like
that's fat.
So we would all pile in. I mean, like 10 dudes in a car, and like not a big car, like a Volkswagen Jetta, right? And we're going down. What was the road, Dennis?
It was the AC Expressway.
So it's the Atlantic City Expressway West, heading out to Philly, and
Over
it's
the
just
wall, Whitman.
It's a straight drive, dude. It's boring drive. You're sitting on dudes' laps. It's hot, like. And then off in the distance, there was a place called the Fantasy Showroom. Was that what it's called?
Fantasy Show Bar.
The Fantasy Show Bar, but then it had like a huge marquee. Do you remember what the marquee said? It was like we read it because it was we were
live dancing, shower
dances, Love Boutique. And we were all like, oh, I think it was everybody in the band was in the car. And we're like, oh, because I think the conversation all the way to the game was totally insignificant, right?
Yeah.
And the conversation to the name, because the big Battle of the Bands is coming up, and the conversation was, what are we going to name our band? And off in the distance is this big sign. And as we get closer, we're reading down the marquee. And the last thing was, and everybody went,
shower shows.
Love Boutique.
Boutique.
And that was it. Bang, finger on the trigger. Like we launched the missile. That was the name of our band, the Love Boutique. And that was just like, I don't remember the game. I don't even remember if we made it to the game or if we stopped at the fantasy show bar. I think we stopped. But like at that moment when everybody yelled the Love Boutique, dude, that was just like something special. And I don't know why that sticks. But Dennis, did it stick for you like it sticks for me?
Of course it sticks. It was once it was how do you explain this? It was like it was always named that. We just figured it out.
That's a good way to say it.
We didn't name it. We just all of a sudden figured out what the name was. Oh, that's what this thing is. That's what it's been.
Joe, maybe the memory sticks because the energy was so powerful, right? Because there was such a number of people that were aware of the same thing at the same time without communicating it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just knew when we got to Love Boutique and saw it on the marquee that was the name of the band.
Yeah,
so
I don't
if we
think
were
a band
driving
named
now,
Shower Shows would have been so good, but Love Boutique just worked.
So if we were driving down now, you, me, Dennis, and we went past the Love Boutique, maybe because of the time frame and the moment and the people you were with, it struck that chord.
Right.
That great memory.
It all has to fit. It's the people, the time, the energy, the moment, everything. You know, you can remember anything, but to have like a great memory, everything just has to fit like a lock. It just clicks. And
just happens. Yeah.
You're there.
I don't know why that happens.
Happens with movies too. If you go to a movie in the wrong mood with the wrong people at the wrong time, you're having a bad movie.
Yeah.
Then you go like 3 months later and you're like, wow, that movie was great.
You ever get into a situation and you go, like, you think to yourself, like, wow, this is fantastic. I don't know how many more times this is going to happen in my life. Like this
all the time.
All the time? Well, you live a great
all
life.
the time. I count all the time. I'm always counting things. I'm like, I'm only getting to go to Disney this many more times in my life. I know exactly how many times in a range, you know. Right now, I am looking at a total of possibly 40 to 50 more times I'll be at Disney World unless I move there. That's it. That's all I got. I'm only going to read, maybe in my life, another 100 books. That's it. If I'm lucky, 100 books.
That's so funny. Like, I could tell you, like, in my lifetime, I'll never go to Disney 40 times, and I'll never ever. You're gonna read another 100? I don't think I've read 100 books yet.
My room growing up was a library. My dad was like this huge avid reader, and he had like a library in my bedroom, and his entire master bedroom was filled with books. It was bigger than the library we had in town. It was gigantic. So, I mean, I grew up with like books and books. I just don't read that much now. I used to read a ton when I was younger. But I love books.
Time anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But how many more bands are you going to get to go see? How many more hockey games are you going to get to go to? You can count it out. You can count it on like your hands and your toes, right? Man. Yeah.
I remember one time, I think I was like 25. I want to say around there. Like, I'm just throwing out that number. But I remember like getting upset because I was like, wow, like I don't know how much longer I'm going to be playing competitive sports. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, not competitive, like, you know, playing organized sports. Mm-hmm. You know, like how much longer am I going to be able to do that? Let's pause.
How many times think about it? How many times you kiss your wife in a day?
Not enough.
Right. Yeah. How many times do you think you're going to get to kiss her before you're dead?
Oh, that's a good question. Wait, we got to pause. We got to pause. We're
going to jump back in.
Yeah, we'll jump back in. All right, we're back up. You guys want to jump at the top or bottom?
Hell yeah.
All right, week 9. Here we go. Quarantine, top or bottom. Top or bottom, number 1. Maffei, we'll go you, Dennis, me. Top or bottom, number 1. Making memories or the actual memory itself?
I like making memories. I forget a lot of things. People are always telling me spoilers about movies and crap like that, and I'm always like, I'm just too stupid. You can say any spoiler you want. I'm going to forget by the time I watch it anyway. So, you know, I like being in the moment.
Yeah. One thing I'm trying to work on is being more present. So I'm going to put making the memory on top. Because you always rewrite it 10 years from now anyway. It's never the same.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We just telling that story, like I got amped up thinking about the Love Boutique story. But that moment was so much more energetic, and I would love to be. I couldn't even tell you like who was in the car. You know what I mean? Like I would love to feel that again.
You don't remember the moment. You remember your memory of the moment.
But Mike documents a ton of shit. Like he was saying, he runs the camera all the time. Like you're definitely someone who wants to remember the memory as well. You want to be in the moment and remember the memory. So I don't take any photos or any video. I don't have hardly any photos of my kids or any video.
Oh, the master.
Oh, no.
The master freezes.
What happened?
Wow, Joe Maffei
I
had
didn't freeze.
the
You
Matrix. The
froze.
Matrix ticked up. Then here's what we saw.
Something happened.
Yeah, this is what we saw. You know, I got to make a.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
No.
I was just saying though that it's like I don't take photos or video. I like to live in the moment. I don't have any of that stuff.
Right on.
Or anything to look back on. And I respect people who do. It's great to look back and see your kids and stuff. But I'd rather just have it in my memory. It's gonna be so much better. I'll rewrite it.
Your memory never. So the photo and your memory is never the same thing.
No, and I don't want them to because the photo's accurate. I hate photos of myself
Yeah,
in the
It's true,
past.
right? Yeah.
You can't spin it.
Yeah.
Top or bottom number 2, social media or the media?
I don't want either, but if I got to take it, I'll take some sort of media. I hate social media. I wish it would go away. It's been so immature for so long, and it hurts so much.
Do you feel like
And-
you get more clear or real information from social media?
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just
No,
saying
I'm just
that-
asking the question. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I think you do get more accurate information from social media. You get what's going on in people's minds, but I definitely don't want either of them in my life, but I'll take media. At least I want to hear some stories from a possible objective view.
Yeah, I'm going to put the media on top because social media is where vaccines cause autism. That's where that keeps growing and living. And all misinformation and just people being misled so easily. It's because of social media.
Wait, are you serious? Are you
last year-
serious?
Yeah.
You're making a
social
joke,
media-
right? You're making
No.
a joke.
I
Oh,
think
so
social
you're
media-
saying if you watch CNN, you're getting it's all real,
No.
or Fox, like it's all real.
What did I tell you? I try to watch both so that I can get somewhere in the middle is the truth. But in social media, it's just all opinion and feelings and
Have you ever watched
shouting.
like Don Lemon on CNN?
Yeah,
You
which
wanna
is
talk
more
about a-
real?
You want to talk about
CNN.
opinion or Cuomo or Tucker Carlson on Fox? It's all their opinion, bro. The problem with any of news right now, in my opinion, is that nobody reports the news.
I love Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson is not the news. He's just a talking head. I like
Oh,
the
I love
news.
it.
Give me the news.
Yeah. Do you watch Wolf Blitzer? You know what the name of his show is? Breaking News. And every time they cut back in, it's breaking news. Like
Everything's breaking.
Like the world is ending, dude. Like there used to be a time where you were watching television and breaking news meant something.
Yeah. Challenger
Walter
blew up.
Cronkite, right? Like
He landed on the moon.
dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you want social media over that?
No, I want
me?
media.
I
Yeah.
take social media over media any day of the week.
So we
I
can
think
talk
there's a lot
about Adele losing weight and shit like that?
No. You could
It looks great.
You could
Does.
watch whatever. You could look at whatever story
right
you want
before.
to look at.
She looked
right?
wonderful before.
It's
She
not.
looked
It's not
good
about
now.
the story. It's about how you're getting. So if it's Adele versus Obama, what is it? What is it? Obama.
Obamagate?
What? Yeah, Obamagate. Right. Like I don't care if it's Adele or Obamagate. Like if you look at it on social media, there are way more opinions. You want to talk about watching Fox and CNN and then deciding what's the truth. I think there's more of that on social media than there is on news.
Which do
Yeah,
you think
but,
the news channel is the best news channel, though?
None
But
of them. They're
eventually
all
you-
terrible.
But eventually you end up cultivating your social media to just agree with what you're feeling. So you get
Yes
somebody
and
that-
no. You got to depends on how you're using it.
I think that's most people. Because
No,
a lot
you're
of
like
people don't
searching
want to have someone argue
hashtags.
at them.
No, if you just search a hashtag Obamagate, right? You're going to get everything that people from all sides. I'm not talking about who you follow per se, because then yes, it's who you follow is going to give you back the information that you're looking for, or an
Yeah.
algorithm. But if you hit a hashtag Adele,
Per se.
right? You're everybody in the planet that mentions Adele with a hashtag, you're going to read what they have to say. And then you can deduce from there what you think is the truth. That's way more opinions than CNN and Fox. And Joe, to answer your question, I think they're all terrible.
Yeah, but there's got to be one that you think is the most accurate. If you had to pick one that lived, of all of them that are out there, MSNBC, CNN, Fox,
I
ABC,
roll
CBS, who are you picking?
I roll through
Don't say Al Jazeera because hardly anybody watches it.
I roll through four. I roll through when I'm watching the television for news. I roll through CNN. I roll through Fox. I roll through OAN, and I roll through News 12 New Jersey because I want as local news gets.
I love it. Yeah. I love Liz Wheeler on OAN. She is awesome. Liz Wheeler.
I
I
really
have to
like
start checking
OAN.
out OAN.
I love it,
have
man.
to-
Liz Wheeler's great. No.
I like OAM. They don't pull punches, man.
No, but they're very conservative, just like Fox.
Yeah, they're more so.
Yeah. I won't watch CNN or MSNBC anymore. It's just always so skewed. And at least when you watch the 5 on Fox, they at least got a Democrat in the panel who gives another view, which is really nice.
But like, do you remember back when the news was like, our top story is this? It was usually something political. Then we had local. Then we had the weather. And then we had a human interest story. Then we had some sports.
And then I got to yell, picks.
You know what I mean? So now people are looking at opinion and calling that the news.
That's right. That's my argument
That's what
against
I'm
you.
saying. I want media. I want the news.
Oh, well, you want Walter Cronkite.
I do. I want Cronkite.
100%.
I want a guy to get up there and be like, here's what happened with the president today. Here's what's happening in our world.
I said it doesn't exist, but it does exist, but it does not exist on large cable news networks. It exists in social media. You have to find it.
I got to find it.
Don't you think we're over-informed, though?
You can be.
I think we're a little over-informed. I think there's a lot of things we shouldn't even be bothering with. What really changes your local lifestyle that much but your local government? National government tends to change nothing for you.
Well, this is changing everybody.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Changing us.
Top or bottom number 3. Lock it down or turn up.
Interesting. Lock it down or turn up. Everybody wants to turn up. Man.
I know, right? You want to turn up to Disney, man.
I want to turn up everything.
My brother don't want to turn up.
Why not?
He's locked down, bro. Like, I don't know anybody more locked down than him.
But why?
He's like, he says, you guys are all fake quarantined. I'm quarantined.
Yeah, he hasn't been out, hasn't had anybody over.
Oh, no.
Hasn't gone shopping.
I don't know if they pulled up the blinds.
Wow. I've
He's
been
in the
quarantined
cave.
one day.
Oh, my God. Speaking of my brother this weekend, Frank, I did 2 things the other day. Simultaneously, shit my pants and stopped, drop, and rolled. And there was no fire. I stopped, drop, and rolled because I didn't know what else to do. And apparently...
You were overwhelmed?
I had a short circuit, dude. I'm in the backyard with Parker. It's just me and Parker. No one else. I woke up with him. We were starting our day. Mm-hmm. I hadn't watched any news or anything. We went. It was nice out. The sun was out. We went in the backyard. We were playing, and he loves to point out airplanes, which is why my brother is part of the story. He's Air Force.
Oh, so, loud Passover.
Hold on. So what I see, Parker likes to point out airplane. He heard it coming. He points up airplane. I look up. To me, it's a passenger airliner, 4-engine, low, really low. And I'm like, wow, Parker, that is an airplane, and it's really low. And then 4 F-16s screaming behind it. I pick them up off the ground. Dude, I shit myself. I start freaking out. The first thing I do, after I stop, drop, and roll, I pick up my phone, and I call my brother, and I'm like, Frank, it's happening again. It's happening again. I'm like, you got to call somebody. You got to find out what's going on. And he's like, you're so stupid.
Wolverine!
Apparently, everybody in the nation knew it was happening but me.
Yeah. Were you afraid for you or for Parker?
I mean, I picked him up and we ran.
Have you been to the emergency room with Parker yet? God forbid.
Obviously. Oh, no, man.
Because then you're not a real parent yet. Because
thanks.
You only turn into a real parent when you go to the emergency room. You have been, right, Dennis?
No. Oh.
Yes.
Dennis, you know what it's like.
It's
hell.
It's panic and then calm decision making.
Oh my God.
And then you hand your kid off to someone and you go back to panicking.
Oh my God.
It sucks.
It's the drive when your wife's in labor amplified by 1,000.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
You're like, are they gonna take him from me? They're gonna take her. They're gonna take him.
How's he gonna be back there? Is he gonna be able to explain it to them? What's he gonna be able to do?
What's gonna happen? Oh, it's the worst.
I can see you panicking, man. Parker has to be the most precious thing in your life right now.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I picked him up, but I wasn't fearful for us at the moment. I had 9/11 flashbacks, dude. I really thought passenger plane. It wasn't a passenger plane. It was a fueling tanker.
I see. I'm all right now. Now Dennis has in my head what you saw.
You got to think conspiracy theory.
Not conspiracy theory, dude. That's not 2 fucking planes hit the towers. That shit happened.
I thought that the loud noise in the plane going over.
No, dude, it was the F-16 chasing down a plane.
Yeah.
You thought, oh yeah.
I saw it. It happened. It was happening again, man. And they were headed right for Manhattan. They were going south to north. I live right on the water, right
Yeah.
over. I mean, by the way those things fly, they're from at my house to Manhattan is a minute.
That's really
Yeah.
weird. Terrorism really did take a break in the days of COVID, haven't they?
It has, dude. 'Cause it doesn't matter.
Terrorism been like,
And vaping.
America's okay.
vaping pronouns and terrorism have taken a back seat to this.
Seriously, terrorists are just like, we're gonna leave America alone. Not so bad. COVID bad.
Let's get back to it, man. Let's get back to it.
So lock
Everybody gang up on China.
China. Lock it down and turn it up.
I'm all about turning it up, but what about you, Dennis?
Yeah, like I said, I think that our initial isolation has done what it was supposed to do. So it's time to open things back up. Everybody's a little smarter now. Everyone's a little bit better informed. We can now go out responsibly and do what we need to do.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
I teeter totter. I have one foot on each side of the fence, and sometimes I'm heavy on the right foot, and sometimes I'm heavy on the left foot.
You're
Have
doing
you
a
been
break
back to
stand.
work yet, Mike?
Work?
Yeah.
No, bro. Stop that.
I'm scheduled to go in next week.
All right, you enjoy yourself.
I'm going in for a whole day.
Yeah.
8 to 2.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like part of me, like I went shopping today. I didn't even blink an eye. I didn't even want to put a mask on. My wife made me put one on.
Yeah.
People were looking at me funny. I've gone to Home Depot recently, but I don't want to like be forced anywhere.
You got a cloth number or you got like a medical job? What do you got?
I use the ones, they're like the ones you would buy, like the M3, but not the N95 masks. They're just ones I would wear if I'm weed whacking or like sanding something that I've had in the house. I don't even know if they work, but like, people don't look at me as
I ordered a designer one today.
Did you?
Yeah, like cost me $30. It's gonna be real nice.
That's gonna be real special.
From a what's it called? I think it's from a chef supply house or a cooking supply house. It's for like chefs to wear when they're cooking and stuff. So it should be nice. And you can put your own filters in it and everything like that. I can't wait. Well, I figure I'm gonna sweat a lot in the summer, so I can't wear like one of the paper ones. It's gonna be like stuck to my face. I'm gonna be like getting waterboarded. So I think I gotta go with the cloth number.
I'm not wearing a mask all summer. Just not gonna do it.
See, I'm gonna protect myself from other people.
I'm going to have a couple friends over tomorrow. It's going to be 84. The pool's open. Some of my neighbors have kids that my son plays with, and they're going to come over. We're going to hang out in the yard, and I don't care. I'm not going to wear a mask.
Why are Dennis and I not invited? I'm just hearing about this now.
Yeah.
That's a little
You guys-
fucked up.
You guys are more than welcome
We
to come
can't
to hang
come
out with some
down to
2-year-olds.
podcast, but
Why
you're gonna
can't
have.
we? Yeah.
That's
why
a
can't
really-
why can't we record at the shed now?
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Really good point. Because I don't know where you two have been.
Let's call that bluff. I have not been quarantined one day. My wife and son are essential workers and have been out almost every day. Mailman comes to my house every day, and I've had copious amount of packages delivered. I have not been hiding from this.
Yeah, I don't know why hanging out with my son's friends and their parents. No, mind you, it's 4 people. But and you guys coming down to the shed is any different?
Yeah, let's make some kookapoo and let's get a podcast going. Yeah, it's what it's like when you do the grain thing, they call it kookapoo down south.
Top or bottom, number 4. You can only do one of these 2 things one more time in your life. Okay, which one do you do? You can go to Disney, or you can kiss your wife.
Wow.
Fucking shots fired.
How is this even a question, Joe?
Wow.
I know, right?
I
It's
can
Disney.
never go to Disney again. Like, I can still hug my wife, right?
You can only do one of these 2 things one more time.
I'm going to Disney.
Your wife doesn't listen.
No, she's probably hearing me down the hallway, but I'd still go to Disney.
You're gonna get a shoe right across the noggin.
I'm remembering the last kiss.
Memories.
No pictures of it. Memories.
Nope.
Kiss my wife.
All up here.
Kiss your wife?
Kiss my wife.
Yeah, me too,
Definitely.
man. If I never go to Disney, it'll be too soon.
I've imagined many times what Mrs. Dennis looks like.
I'd like to go Disney, but I love to kiss my wife.
I would I'd really love to go to Disney for free.
Yeah.
Joe Buffet.
I'm telling you, well, it won't be for free even if I provide you a place to stay.
Right.
But that's a funny thing. Like, I've seen Pam, and obviously, Mike married up. And if you've met my wife, you know that, like, I got lucky. But Dennis, man, I've never seen Mrs. Dennis. What
No
is
one
Mr.
has.
Dennis
No one
like?
has. No one's
No
seen
one has.
Dennis. You think people have seen Mrs. Dennis?
I'm sure Mr. Polano's met Mrs. Dennis.
I've only seen her from the neck down. It's weird. Like the Dennises, you never see their face.
Yeah, we don't. See
I
our
would love to
faces.
do a bit in here where we have video where we draw a picture of what we thought she looked like if Mike didn't see her, and then see how close we were.
I mean, I have a terrible memory, so we can still play that game.
That's a great bit for the podcast that people can listen to. Let's listen to people draw.
We need a little video. We just need a little video for it. I can describe it really well. Kiss your wife. Wow.
Kiss my wife.
You guys haven't been to Disney enough.
You haven't kissed my wife.
Top or bottom, number 5. Your favorite memory. Okay, you get to live it again.
Wow.
Yes or no?
Wow, my favorite memory?
Right, because we kind of been talking about memories this whole time, right? It's like, is the memory more powerful than the action of making the memory? And what would you rather do? Live it again or just remember it?
I'd rather just remember it.
Just remember it.
I don't want to live it again. I want different memories. I know people who try to duplicate the same shit over and over again.
Like going to Disney?
Like going to Disney 40 more times.
You don't understand. You can never explain Disney to a non-Disney person. It's different every time.
It's the Magic Kingdom.
It's so different every time. But I don't know. I don't like doing the same thing over and over at all. Things get played very fast for me. Like I stopped hanging out with a friend who lived down by the beach because all he wanted to do was keep going to this same beach and these same bars. And after one summer, I was like, I just can't do this anymore. So I'm not one of those guys that you can just do things forever.
I can't see. I would pay millions to be back in 1987 and be at a bar with Joe Maffei, like the headliner or like DJs.
Trade wins.
Trade wins.
I wouldn't have went to one of those bars. I
No.
don't go to big bars. But the Saint, I would have met Taylor at the Saint and hung out.
Yeah.
For sure. That was my kind of scene. The Fast Lane, I was there a ton.
Yeah.
But DJs, no. I don't go to superhero bars.
Word. Fastlane was something special.
Yeah, man.
Dennis,
I'd love to live my favorite memory.
what is it?
Not over and over and over again, but just to
Like
go back.
Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do Groundhog Day because too much of a good thing and just turn to mush. But
What was the memory?
Yeah, what was it?
We'll make it happen.
hold on. That's what it was.
What if you chose to go, you had the ability and to go back and do that memory again, and you went back and it was terrible. It wasn't what you remembered it at all.
Oh, wow. See, that's the problem.
That's a plot to a movie.
That's
right
the
there.
plot to Hot Tub Time Machine.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it is a plot to a movie.
I still want to know what that
Underrated
favorite
time
memory
travel
is.
movie. It's really good.
Not underrated at all. It was actually phenomenal.
We got time for that? A round table of your favorite memory of all time?
I mean, that's difficult though. Like I'm not prepared for that. Do you have
I'm
to
not
prepare for
prepared.
that? Are you
Favorite?
prepared?
It's so hard to say favorite. Like I could talk about some of my favorites,
Yeah.
but my absolute favorite memory, I wouldn't even know how to quantify that.
Oh, I've
Yes.
got one that I would love. I would love. Maybe I would even go back for. When they were digging out my pool when I grew up in New Milford, they came with these big backhoes and made these giant trenches. And back then we had fireworks and all kinds of shit, Roman candles. And me and my brothers went in the backyard and we played like war with fireworks and shit in these pits. And we were like so gross at the end. Or maybe one of those snow days that we'd go like sleigh riding and come back
Yeah.
half frozen. Those were really great.
Yeah.
There's some fabulous stuff.
But see, like
Good.
right now, you were asked what your favorite was, and you gave us two.
Two. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, you said you could go through a litany of them. Trying to favorite of all, I'd have to say going back to my grandma's in Brooklyn. My family would all go. She'd make galamah. It'd be freaking fantastic. We'd eat our faces off. We'd walk down the block and go in these swing sets. I loved it. Grandma was great.
Yeah. All of the things you said, I have the same exact memory. You know what I mean?
You weren't in my family.
I know, but like literally the same
But
shit.
you kind of were.
and I loved all of those moments, dude. All of them. Like crazy shit that you just said, all of it. And I like there's so many of them. I don't know if I could ever pick one. You know? I mean, I have like I you know what I could do? Like I would say I would do like decade, right? Like so I was born in 75, right? So you start to I can like remember the 80s well, right? So like the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, and like I could pick a favorite moment from every decade. Like that would be fair. Like that would be something interesting to do.
That is interesting. We should definitely try to revisit that with you guys.
What's
some
my
preparation.
favorite?
Yeah, no,
80s
and I'd
memory?
want to sit down and think about that. Like,
Yeah.
my favorite decade from, like, what was my absolute favorite moment from the 80s? You know what, like, really hits home with me is, you ever watch the Wonder Years?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that, Joe, what you just described is that why that show was so fantastic. We all have those memories that you're talking about. You know, they're just different.
My
Or-
middle son, my youngest son, is named Lincoln Cooper, and Cooper after the Super Cooper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love the Wonder Years. Awesome stuff.
What would you do, Dennis?
After Winnie Cooper?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
She's a mathematician too.
you live it again?
I would. I'd love to go back to one of my favorite memories and live it again. Just to
Why
to
not?
have that again. Why
Why
wouldn't
not?
I have that? If I had that opportunity, someone said, "Hey, we're gonna give you. You take this pill. You're gonna go right back to your favorite memory, and you're gonna live it."
Why does
the
that
way
have to
you
involve
lived it."
drugs?
Well, I don't know how else to do it. I'm not gonna get in a DeLorean and run myself over when I was 7. You know. But to inhabit myself at that point in time, whatever machine would be able to do that for me, so I could kind of watch it again. Maybe it's like a little passenger.
We watched Defending Your Life the other day.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
It holds up.
It does. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But
I think it's the most enlightened version of what the afterlife is. I love it.
the Past Lives Pavilion.
The past life. What are you? I'm Prince Valiant. Who are you? I think I'm Lunch.
So good.
Yeah, it's tough though. Like, you want to go back and you want to enjoy these things, and it definitely be skewed and would definitely be different. And I wonder if the memories we make now are better than the memories we made then. I remember the excitement. I just remember being naive and not knowing as much and being more excited for simple things back then, where now everything has to kind of line up for it to be great.
How about this? Is the inverse true? Like, if you could go back and change your worst memory, would you go back and change it, or would you not?
You mean the
want
time my brother was in the bathroom and he wouldn't get out and I shit my pants? No, I'm not. I would love to change that. Yeah, because I still get shit for it till the end of this day. You know
what? That makes something has to be said for the bad stuff too.
Yeah.
You change one thing, you change everything.
You change everything, man.
All right, let's talk through a memory. Let's talk. Older brother Steve, right? Battle of the Wills. He's pulling the station wagon into the garage, right? He's like, I'm pulling it in. I'm like, I'm getting out of the car. He's like, don't get out of the car. I'm like, I'm getting out of the car. So I stick one leg out of the car, and he pulls the car into the garage. The car door bends around my leg and breaks my leg. Is that a good memory I should have over again? Did that make me a better person?
It could.
It definitely had an effect on who you are today.
Yeah, it had an effect.
It made you smarter, that's for sure.
And funny, we're both proud of our positions in that argument. He's like, I pulled in, I didn't back down. I'm like, I got out, I didn't back down.
Why would you you had a leg to lose? Why would you do that?
Because I am the unstoppable force when it comes to arguing. You want to have a battle of the wills, don't have it with me. I will throw myself into the pit of hell to win.
Joe would bury himself alive if you told him he couldn't use a shovel.
Cut my nose right off.
There was this really great episode of Black Mirror where everybody had these grains where they could, I'm sure the listeners have watched it, where they, you could record everything, literally.
Yeah,
everything
the
you're
one with the
seeing,
wife.
hearing.
Yeah.
And it made a really good point about how it's not good to always remember everything, to have access, like photographic, holographic, pinpoint accuracy of everything. Because if you remembered every little thing that ever happened to you, you could never move forward.
No.
So in a sense, we've sort of evolved with this ability to sort of forget or soften the edges of certain things. Because you could never move on with a partner if you remembered every terrible thing that ever happened. You need to forget. And sometimes the shocking stuff, you have to work at letting it go, which I think is sort of the same way as sort of softening the edges of a memory. You know, so to be able to have total recall would be a curse. And I think that's what the show kind of showed. You could never move on.
I'm blessed with a really big Achilles heel. I have a very bad temper. I'm sure, Mike, you have an idea of what I'm talking about. A very large temper. But at the same time, you have the same gift that I have, the ability to get over it very easily and forgive and forget and love. So I'm glad I got them both. Yeah,
you don't want to have one without the other.
But I get pissed off. Someone calls me up and says I'm running a little bit late. I'm like, 8 o'clock's 8 o'clock.
Bro, it was a tough dinner.
I'm kidding.
It was a tough talk about memory. So Parker threw broccoli on the floor today.
Son
Right?
of God.
He hasn't done it in a while.
At least it wasn't meat.
And yeah, it's expensive. And we scolded him, and he was being a real D. And my wife like grabbed him and kind of scolded him, and like he started to cry and he felt upset, and then he wanted ice cream because like after dinner, like I'll sit him on my lap at the table and we'll share a bowl of ice cream, which has been like talk about making memories. Like maybe he remembers that, maybe he doesn't, but like I'll remember it, right?
Right.
But he didn't get ice cream because he threw his food on the floor and wouldn't finish his food, and he was so dejected. So do you think like he'll remember that? Like, do you think that moment has affected the rest of his life?
Yeah, you made him a better person. You can't reward bad behavior.
Right. I hope he does.
Yeah.
He might not remember broccoli on floor equals
No ice cream.
no ice cream, but he'll remember bad conduct equals negative reinforcement.
Yes, that's being a good parent.
Yeah.
I think he did the right thing.
You can't be your kids' friends. I've said it before on the show.
Nosebleed.
As soon as I bought a house and started paying taxes and a mortgage and dealing with all of a sudden my dad and I had a great relationship. We didn't have like a bad one before, but now all of a sudden he's like, now you get it. And I'm like, oh my God, I get it. Yeah. So I love my kids like crazy, but I know that I'm their parent first. You see children of parents where they want to be their friends, and those kids are the worst.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
They don't show respect, and they think they're everybody's equal, and they're no fun to be around, and they're always saying things they shouldn't be saying. You, my man, are raising a good kid because he's going to understand.
Yeah.
I
broccoli
appreciate
on the floor means no ice cream.
And
I
here's
appreciate
the thing, too.
that.
You remembered it. He won't.
Yeah. No.
He might remember the feeling. He might learn a little something.
I feel so
but
bad.
you're carrying that water. He's not carrying that.
And you got to keep him a little scared of you all the way through 17, 18, man. It's going to keep him in line. It's going to make him not do some of the dumb shit. Honestly, it is. He's got to know that the heavy's there.
Right.
Got a long road.
Yeah, you do. But it's a good road, man, and you'll miss it when it's gone.
Dennis, you got a game?
I do. So being here trapped in sort of in lockdown land, been watching a lot of movies, been watching a lot of TV, and I've come on a quick Tommy Lee Jones run. The Fugitive and The Park Is Mine.
Under Siege.
Not Under Siege 2. Under Siege.
Men in Black.
Men in Black 2, Men in Black 3. So, kind of doing a No Country for Old Men.
Coal Miner's Daughter. Man, this Park Is Mine was one of my favorites growing up.
Park Is Mine, yeah. The Park Is Mine. So I decided just for fun to throw together some Tommy Lee Jones trivia.
The Vietnam era really yielded some great movies.
Oh, there's some
Rambo.
great war movies. Did you watch the last Rambo? The last Rambo that just came out?
No, was it good?
It wasn't good, but it was worth watching.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
That might be the best way to put it. It was worth watching.
Yeah.
Talk about
Rambo, harsh.
You talk about worth watching and old school stuff coming back. Mike Tyson's going to fight again.
No, he's not. What's he fighting?
He not only is he going maybe Evander Holyfield, but not only is he going to fight again, but go on social media anywhere and just type in Mike Tyson and watch him work out right now. It is terrifying.
Well,
you think he's still got it?
Oh, does it? Yeah, yes. Go watch.
Oh my God.
Dude, just go watch. It doesn't matter, dude. He's a superhuman.
He's got it for a senior league.
That's like saying Michael Jordan can't dunk. Like, come on.
He could, but
you think Michael Jordan can still dunk?
Yeah, dude. I think he can come in the league right now and still play.
No.
Yeah, totally.
He'd get gassed.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He'll have
He'd have
4
to
good
get
minutes.
in shape. He'd have to get in shape.
Yeah. You can't train that skull. Like Tyson could take a hit, kind of, maybe. I don't know. But he could deal out punishment. But
do you remember
with that
what it was
age,
like to be 20?
Just
Invincible at 20.
him getting that head knocked around. Oh my God.
Yeah, you got to hit him though. All right, anyway, let's play your game.
So you got your scoreboard?
Yeah, I got it. Sure.
Get your scoreboard. Here we go. Tommy Lee Jones trivia, just for fun. Question 1. In the 2nd grade, Tommy Lee Jones had his first acting gig in Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs as one of the dwarves. Which one? Was it Sneezy, Doc, Dopey, or Bashful? I purposely left off grumpy because I thought it would be too much of a misdirect.
What did you pick?
C.
You picked dopey.
I'm picking bashful.
It was sneezy.
That's easy acting.
Sneezy. He played sneezy. Question 2.
That
Which
Dennis gets a point.
Ivy League college did Tommy Lee Jones attend? I'm not reading an answer. You have to actually give it to me.
Oh, C.
He went to Harvard or Yale. Did he go to the same place as Clinton?
Which Ivy League college did Tommy Lee Jones attend?
I'm gonna go with I don't know. I'm Yale or Harvard. I don't know.
Which one are you gonna say?
I don't know. Which one are you gonna say?
I'm gonna go opposite of you.
All right, I'll go with Yale.
Harvard.
There you go.
It was Harvard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
No problem.
He is featured, he being Tommy Lee Jones, is featured in Ripley's Believe It or Not for what?
Believe
Yes,
it.
I'm going to read you.
Not.
Having the most grumpy days in a row since 1974, appointing an agent and landing a job in Broadway in 10 days after graduating, or having an extra kidney.
God, I hope it's having an extra kid.
Yeah, I think he's got an extra kidney. That's why.
Why is he in Ripley's Believe It or Not?
Because he has an extra kidney.
You're saying extra kidney?
Yeah.
Extra kidney? No, it's because he was he got an agent and landed a job in Broadway after 10 days of graduating.
Yeah,
An agent and a gig 10 days after graduating Harvard.
I
Yeah,
Tommy Lee
think,
Jones.
I think we should play this game with Dennis Hopper. It'd be more fun.
Yeah, this
I can
game's
put
terrible.
that together for us easy. Tommy Lee Jones is a huge fan of what horse sport?
Water polo.
That's a bitch on the horses in the pool.
Dude, I don't know. What horse sport?
What horse sport?
And now you know, Joe Buffet. And now you know. What horse sport?
It was Mrs. Dennis.
That was Miss Dennis.
And you got a
Um,
nice looking dog too.
I don't know. Equestrian?
That just means horse.
No, that's like the in the Olympics.
Horse
That's when they
sport.
jump the fences and stuff like that.
That's the steeplechase.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with polo.
You're gonna say steeplechase?
Yeah.
It's polo.
Yeah,
He's a
Joe
huge
gets a
polo
point.
fan.
Circle gets a square.
And finally,
He's
in
gonna
college,
win, Mike. He's got 2 points.
In college, Tommy Lee Jones had a roommate that went on to become a vice president of these United States of America. Who was the vice president? Was it Dick Cheney,
No.
Joe Biden,
Nope.
Dan Quayle,
I was gonna say Dan Quayle.
or Al Gore?
Al Gore.
Oh, Al Gore. I'm gonna
Al
say
Gore.
Al Gore too. Then I'm Al Gore.
Wuss.
It's Al Gore. And
Three-way tie.
that, my friends, is Tommy Lee Jones
Three-way tie.
trivia.
Nobody wins. We need a tiebreaker. Nah.
We need a tiebreaker?
We need a tiebreaker.
Oh, I don't have anything.
We do not. We do not end in ties in this.
We're gonna have
show.
to. I didn't prepare a sixth question.
This game was my least favorite of all the games you've ever done.
Really? You don't
I
like
don't know.
Tommy Lee
I don't know
Jones?
why. I do like Tommy Lee Jones. I don't know why.
He's okay. What? All right. How about? Do you know the agent number? Agent letter he was. Mike.
In
What
Men in
agent?
Black. In Men in Black.
Yeah, what was
J.
Do you know what it is, Joe?
I don't know. I thought it was K.
It's
It
J.
is
it's
K.
It's J. They're J and K, aren't
So
they?
I get 1 more point than Mike. That means I win.
Okay.
He's agent.
You asked the question. You asked the question that. All
You
right.
could have said K.
Okay. Can you see?
Those were fun. The second movie was ass.
Eh.
But Josh Brolin did a nice job as a young Tommy
He
Lee Jones.
did. Yeah, he's an underrated actor. I like him as
He is.
Thanos.
Yeah, he bulks up
Mhm.
to play that role.
All the
I thought he
working
did
out
good.
he had to do for that. How
That's
to get
Josh.
himself purple.
That's Josh Brolin.
That's
Yeah.
Josh Brolin. I think
Thanos.
he did
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Was
I think
Thanos
he did a
right?
great Ooh,
No.
I've had that debate.
Was Thanos right?
Was Thanos right?
Thanos would have kept us on lockdown.
Who? We wouldn't have needed it. There was
I mean-
50% less life in the planet. We would
I mean, the modern day Thanos is Bill Gates, isn't it?
Oh.
Oh.
Dennis, do you have a book? Because we're about out of time here, and we're about to hit the 1 minute monologue.
I have a book.
What book is that? And this is one of the last 100 you're going to read.
It is. I've already read this though.
Oh my
This
God, that's a
is
That's a
thick
big
book.
fucking book.
Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's all 5 books. I'm going to start reading from The Restaurant at the End of the Universe.
Did you pick this prior? You earmarked it? You dog tagged it?
Yeah, I was ready to go. I'm prepared for this show.
Oh, Joe, do you
Put
think
the
we
earfish
can-
in.
the
Huh?
earfish?
Yeah, you put the earfish in.
Babblefish.
Yeah.
Babblefish.
That's why they named the translating app that was back in the early 2000s Babblefish. I'm going to get going here.
I mean, it
story
says less
so
than a
far.
minute. So.
Hold on. No, I got a minute and 11 seconds.
I got a minute and 9. I'll start.
Oh, do you really? Mine says less than a minute. What's that all about?
That's weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. Different
Time
reality.
is all relative, bro. That's why we got to flatten
Revolution.
the new norm.
We got to flatten a new norm.
We got to
Just
flatten
think.
the new norm. The story so far, in the beginning, the universe was created.
In a week, this will be a good memory.
This has made a lot of
Maybe.
people very angry and been widely regarded as a bad movie.
I mean, who doesn't think a murder hornet's real?
many
why is
races
that a
believe
dispute?
that it is created by some sort of god.
A lot of love over that.
The Jatavatrid people of Digitile 6 believe that the entire universe was in fact sneezed out of the nose of a being called the Great Arkle Seizure. The Jatavarids, who live in perpetual fear that of the time they call the coming of the Great White Handkerchief, are all small blue creatures with more than 50 arms each, who are therefore...
How long do you think it'll take him to notice that I muted him?
I hope he doesn't ever notice.
I mean, do you think he'll just keep reading?
Probably.